Hello, and welcome to SCORE, the Best Kept Secret. I'm Elise Mitten, and I'm Vice Chair of the Berks County chapter of the Berks Schuylkill SCORE. And I'm here with Jennifer Bednez, who is owner of Sweet Surprises. Tell us a little bit about your business, and then we'll get into how SCORE helped you.
Okay. My business was established in 1991, and I actually purchased it in 2013, April 1st, actually, 2013.
April Fools.
I did that on purpose, actually.
Oh,
I wanted
very
it to
good.
be good luck. So,
Good.
I took over as of April 1st. I was working in the store for a little bit before, just to get, actually I had no idea I was going to buy it when I started working in it. So it just kind of happened. But by April 1st, the paperwork was done. I took over, and I've had it for 3.5 years now.
Right. And how did the owner determine that she wanted to sell? Or was that apparent when you started?
No. Unfortunately, I was in corporate America, and I was with a company for almost 14 years, and I managed myself out of a job. I was under the vice president, and I was always looking to grow, and I knew that I wasn't going to until he left. So needless to say, I worked myself out of a job. It was sad. I wound up meeting the previous owner through my husband, and he wanted to get me out of the house. So he felt bad. I was depressed. Long story short, she asked me to work there.
Wonderful.
And I did, and we just became friends, and she said that she was looking to retire in September, I believe it was, of 2013, and we just, I don't know, I asked questions. I was very interested, intrigued how, she had done it. We went on a shopping, like a buying trip.
I know all about those. They're fun.
Yeah, that was pretty much what sealed my fate.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the other piece because I handled operations.
Okay.
So that was a given.
Right.
The retail side, hadn't done that in a really long time. When I was a kid, I did. But I love people, so
Good.
it all worked.
And how did SCORE become part of your business?
Well, it was at the very end of 2012, and I knew that we were going to look at buying her business. I had done some research. I have a lot of business background, so I had already worked on my business plan. I had all that in place.
Great.
But there was still so many questions, and I had to go for a loan, and all that. It was just overwhelming. So I went online, and I think I called a couple places, and at the end, I wound up with SCORE. And then I made an appointment, and I went in, and that's when I met with, I call him my mentor at this point, because we still communicate.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what was it that he had helped you with?
Well, when I showed up, again, I had all the nuts and bolts, if you will.
Yep.
I had all the financials in spreadsheets, because that's what I used to do. So I'm a numbers person, and I didn't have a clue about a business. I mean, the plan was in place, the business plan, but how was I going to prove myself to get a loan? He helped me kind of give me the realization of what I was going to have to go through. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to go through. He helped me realize just the insurance is needed. What is your plan for marketing? Pretty much things that I've never had to deal with on my own because I worked for somebody else. So it was literally, he allowed me to take a step at a time instead of like trying to run up an entire flight of steps.
Right. And was it just one meeting that
No. I went in, my first meeting, I had given him my business plan. He looked over it. He was very happy with what he saw, but there were other questions that he had that I needed to go back to the owner for, just for some clarification things. And when you own a small business, people do taxes differently. And that's all I'm going to say. So I learned a lot that way,
Right.
and he had to help me through that because that
Through all the University of Hard Knocks.
Yes,
sort of.
kind of. Yeah. So
Right.
that was definitely enlightening. Just basically baby steps.
Right.
It just was so overwhelming. Thinking it was exciting and at the same time scary because I never wanted to be an entrepreneur ever.
And here you are.
And here I am. I am. And well, my husband is too.
So
So
yes.
that's kind of why I wasn't completely scared until it became more real. But,
Would you say he's the one who inspired you?
No.
Oh, no.
No, and not in a bad way. When he decided to be an entrepreneur, I was very comfortable getting a paycheck. I was in upper management. I was there for 14 years. I felt very secure. I had health benefits. I mean, it was just kind of a win-win. And I just, and that was my way of supporting him. And then, when I lost my job and I realized, I guess you could say I felt like I would never have been able to find a job comparable. I felt like all I knew was that industry.
Right.
So in that respect, yes, he definitely was excited and helped me along the way as far as getting in touch with SCORE.
Right. What do you find now owning your own business that maybe you didn't do in corporate America that you're doing now that sort of is that one thing that excites you about your business?
I get to see really from A to Z. In corporate America, I was on the management side and I only was contacted if people below me couldn't handle the problems. So I always got kind of the irate, unhappy. And in a candy store, there's really nobody unhappy. I mean,
oh no.
How can you be unhappy in a candy store? So,
yes, true.
It's just a different viewpoint. It's not business to business. I do business to business for corporate.
That's great.
Corporate sales and things like that for their holidays and employee appreciations. But I deal mostly with the public.
Right.
So I'm one-on-one with my customer. I never had to worry about marketing. Where do you spend your marketing dollars? That wasn't, I didn't really have an issue with that before.
Did you meet with more than one, now that you say that, because there's mentors for different types of
I met with
things.
two. And unfortunately, I have to say, I don't remember the gentleman's name because Larry and I just clicked.
I figured it was Larry. I didn't know.
I just clicked with him, and he was easy to talk to. That's, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So my next meeting was just with Larry.
Right.
But the other gentleman was there should we need him, and I can't remember what it was he thought. Larry was very upfront with the retail side. I'm not a retail person.
Right.
But they weren't retail questions at the time.
No, you were working on that finance.
Correct. And just
definitely.
How do I get my foot in the door?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What would you say is the one thing, if you could really narrow it down to one thing, that SCORE did that impacted your business?
Well, I think it's what it still does for me now. If I have something exciting going on that I'm, scared and nervous, but I think it's going to be a big deal. And I can call Larry, and there was it was a legal side that needed to be kind of handled, and he's like, "Do you know somebody? These are the names of people I would suggest." So it's I can pick up the phone, and I might be having a really bad day, and I can say, maybe I'm not doing something right. It's just knowing that I can converse with him or shoot him an email. He was in Hawaii, and I want to say it was almost my third year, and I just wanted to catch him up. And I sent him a long email, and we corresponded via email.
That's great.
So I think it's really not only what it did for me in the beginning, but it's a continual.
Right.
It's not once and done.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
Well, we have to wind up our conversation. I'd love to go on and on.
Oh, no, that's
but
fine.
If you could, with our audience, share where you're located, and a little bit about what you have so that they know about you.
Okay. Sweet Surprises is 544 Penn Avenue in West Reading, right across from Chef Allen's. I'm a candy store. I was once a Ziff's location. That's what most people remember when they come in. It does have the original stuff, the antique candy case and things of that nature. And, you know, baskets, homemade fudge, fine chocolates, cute gifts, really anything for anybody.
Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. My name is Elise Mitten with Berks Schuylkill Score, and thank you very much for watching today and learning more about Score, the best kept secret. Check back next week for more stories from Score, the best kept secret, here on the People Chronicles. Like us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. If you would like to access our services or volunteer with Score, visit our website, berksschuylkillscore.com.